This is why I think relationships between black women and white men work out.
Why white men black women relationship works. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always sticking around. So guys, today's video we're going to be talking about why white men black women relationship works. We're going to be saying reasons why they actually work here, because we have a lot of interracial couples that are really working. So let's look about the let's leave the negative side about it and see the positive sides. Let's see why white men black relationship works. That's a lot of reasons, but let's see the major reasons that really make them works. Let's watch this videos.
This is why I think relationships between black women and white men work out. From my experience dating both black and white men in the dating scene with comparable incomes and professions, I have noticed that more black men came from homes where their mothers struggled or worked harder than average to make ends meet. A lot of them talk about their mothers with admiration, about the things that their mothers endured, about the things that their mothers fought through, about the lengths that their mothers went to create life for them under great duress. They often speak about their mothers with a tone of admiration, and one of the most toxic relationships I had ever been in spoke about his mother with a tone of absolute disgust and dismissal. You can guess how I was treated in that relationship. That is when I learned that how a man feels about his mother is probably how that man is going to feel about you. It definitely sets a tone. It's just like girls with daddy issues. However a man sees his mother being treated, it's probably how he's going to treat his future wife. The reason I think that white man, black woman relationships work so well, and yes, I do think that they work better than black man, white woman relationships, is because a lot more white men that I dated came from nuclear homes. A lot more of them had mothers that were either stay-at-home moms that were very pampered and spoiled, and so it was natural and obvious to them that they should pamper and spoil me, or their mothers were working professionals that were well paid and they saw their mothers being accommodated at home. So while they celebrated my work ethic, they also expected that they would need to accommodate me in some way. I think it's also important to note the role that media plays in this whole conversation. A lot of rom-coms feature white men and white women loving each other, having fun, living romantically, and a lot of stories that include African American love have struggle elements in them. This kind of conditioning teaches young black girls that in order to gain love, we have to work harder, we have to accept more bullshit, we have to hold someone down, and then the love will happen. Whereas our white counterparts and the white men that are dating our white counterparts are conditioned to believe that love is a magical thing and that it's special and that a woman is special just because she is. Like, a woman doesn't have to earn her place in the home. A woman doesn't have to contribute significantly to the home environment other than being herself. I'm not saying that there's not black men that cater to their women, because I believe that there are. And there are plenty of black and African men that will come from homes where the environment was different, and because the environment was different, they will do the work to treat a black woman well. However, there are also black men who have come from homes where their mothers struggled and they admired their mother or resented their mother or however they felt about their mothers, and they will turn around and date white women and treat white women significantly better than they will ever treat their black counterparts, because in their minds they see white women as a person to cater to. They see it as standard and obvious for them to treat white women well, but because they never observed their black mothers being treated well, it's hard for them to make a connection that their black wife should be treated well. For this reason, I am an advocate of interracial dating between black women and white men when white men have demonstrated their obsession with their partner, their intent and ability to care for them and cater to them. Don't get me wrong, there's lots of white men who don't take care of their partners. There's lots of white men who are shitty partners. There's lots of white men who don't think that they should contribute to a woman's well-being. I'm not talking about those men, obviously. And I'm not speaking about black men who treat their women well. I'm really just saying that if you're a black woman and you are looking to get catered to and a white man is offering you that, I think you should consider it. Of course, there are drawbacks to interracial relationships. You have to educate your children differently. You have to educate your white partner differently. There is, a white man is still a white man. You still have to explain, things about racism and white supremacy, and you have to help your partner understand that they may have biases or behavior patterns that are rooted in white supremacy that no longer serve the two of you's relationship. However, most of the time when a white man is making that real leap across the board to commit himself in a committed relationship to a black woman, and he comes in with a tone of care and affection, those relationships tend to do pretty well.
I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying every black woman that I know that formerly was with a black man and is now either married or with a white man is happy. I don't know why.
So I totally know. I'm a dating coach. I've been a dating coach for 13 years for black and brown women. And I want you all to know that a black woman and a white man combination has one of the lowest divorce rates. There are a couple of reasons for that. One, if a white man is actually engaged, married to, or dating a black woman, please understand that there is a deeper love there because he is having to actually fight against societal pressures and indoctrination and go through all of the stares and the rude comments to be with you, and vice versa. Second thing, if that man has such an open-mindedness about him, he is going to be less concerned about gender roles and help out around the house and do things that maybe an alpha male or a hyper-masculine energetic person wouldn't necessarily do. Third, white men are unfortunately have twice the graduation rate of black men. So that combined with the ascending education that's happening for black women means that there is a level of educational equality happening there in hypergamy, which, higher educated people have a lower divorce rate as well. Fourth, because of the education and obviously privileges, white men make almost 50% more than black men. So they can provide for black women, and they're not necessarily going to feel as competitive with them as many black men do. Fifth, because they have the money and they're potentially more stable, what will happen is they'll be able to get married sooner. The average marriage age for a white man is 30. The average marriage age for a black man is closer to 35. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm sure that many of your girlfriends have been waiting around for X, Y, and Z to get ready to get married, but he just hasn't been there from a financial perspective. Again, I want someone who is going to be the best person for you, and sometimes that might be a non-black man. I want to be very clear here. The marriage rate for black women is 29%, or close to half of other racial groups. Black women are the only group that has a higher divorce rate than a marriage rate. For every 1,000 black women that are married, 31 of them are getting a divorce. For every 1,000 unmarried black women, only 17 of them are getting married. This is the only group where this happens. And because 90 to 95% of you all are getting involved with and marrying black men, we've got to try something different for a different result.